and that you can build relationships.
No way, it's not habit.
Yes.
It's absolutely not habit.
You can build relationships not face to face. Okay? And I'll tell you
Okay,
from
can
now,
you build meaningful relationships?
Absolutely.
Can you be married
Some
remotely?
of my clients are my best friends and
Can
I've
you
never
be
met
married
them.
remotely?
We're not talking about marriage.
Can you be married? I'm asking you a question. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about
No,
if
I
you
don't know. That's a
can
bit
you be
weird.
married remotely? Forever.
No. Can you sleep with someone over the phone? No.
Okay, but do you believe?
Can I work
Do you
with someone?
do you believe?
Can I exchange? Can I exchange talent with
Yeah,
someone?
if you're just looking for
100%.
interactions, if you're
Yes.
looking for interactions, outsource. Go outsource.
It's not the same.
If you're looking for just transactions being project, pass, get back, pass on, go outsource. If you're looking for a marriage,
When you're outsourcing, you're not outsourcing talent. Okay?
You are.
No, you're not. You're filling a means to an end, which is I have X amount of work and I don't have enough resources to finish it. Therefore,
no, that's one
I need to go-
intention.
No,
That's just one intention.
That's to me, that's what outsourcing means. Outsourcing to me means if you run an agency and you outsource, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Because all you're worried about is trying to get your cost lower, or you're trying to bite off more than you can chew. Why don't we outsource? We don't outsource nothing. That's not the debate. The debate is, do you believe that one of your greatest assets is sitting in a chair that's not close to where you operate from?
No.
Come on, give me the intro, man.
Start. Forget about your intro. Just fuck the intros. Fuck everything.
Surviving the digital jungle is tough. We're here to guide you through it on the Digital Jungle Podcast.
All right. So, once again, so it's a perfect segue. Once again, during the lockdown, the pandemic, the way businesses operated, the way lives changed, a lot of change happened. Once again, it made me self-reflect. I know it made you self-reflect. It made us start to think of sort of possibly what the future may be. One of the big topics I wanted to and I wanted to dive in with you is about working remotely. Okay, it's a massive topic because I'm not going to lie to you. I'm conflicted personally, and not for the wrong reasons, for the right reasons. I'm conflicted. But there is a massive gain in momentum and traction to working remotely, for people to work in the confines of their own space and have that flexibility. And I know the lockdown, it was a forced action. Mm-hmm. Moving forward, like you mentioned in our previous discussion, we've got to start to think of the future and what the future might look like in terms of working remotely. Mm-hmm. But I'm conflicted. I'm not going to lie to you.
Sure.
So I want to know
why are you conflicted?
First, I don't want fence sitting, right? I want you to start the conversation, and then we'll peel back the layers. Start the conversation. Are you pro or against working remotely? You're pro. Okay. So clearly pro, or you're indecisive.
Clearly pro.
Great. All right.
I'm gonna balance.
Okay, cool. I'll ask you some more questions. I'm gonna say to you, from my point of view, when I say I'm conflicted, I'm not a fence sitter. I'm conflicted because I can see the way forward is a lot more remote working, but I'm against. I don't think it's a good thing. But I'll start with you. Why is it such a pro? Like, just remember, the world's worked a certain way. Your business has operated a certain way.
Yeah.
And what makes you think you will be able to operate a new way?
Yep.
And be successful at it?
Oh, no. I don't think I know. And I'll tell you. every business.
I'm going to debate you on this.
Oh, good. Let me tell you, I'll debate you about your own business.
Let's go.
Right now. So every business thrives on a good team member, good team members, great leadership, a good product offering, and then resources. It's the team member and the resources are a part of one, right? So, you fill your body with positive energy.
Yep.
And you become a positive person.
Yes.
You fill your company with good people and you become a company of good people, right? Geographically, the tradition, I'm going to call it the traditional way of running a business, right? So a traditional way of running a business in 2022 is going to be what? A no work from home policy. That's going to be called traditional, right? Some of the greatest leaders are going to understand that they need to open their doors to remote working in order to gear up on the talent that they can recruit.
Okay,
right?
so you're talking about recruitment.
So right now, I believe that the key to AiiMS in this industry to continue to be the best at what we do, our geographic location may be a problem, right? That we are bottlenecked into somebody that doesn't like, let's just say, let's be real. Who's going to travel 5 hours a day to come to work?
Not many people.
Not many people, right? And if you do, good on you. But the majority won't, right? There are people that live in regional parts of the country. There's somebody who's sitting in Perth right now who could be one of the greatest assets to the team. There's somebody in Adelaide. There's somebody in Melbourne. There's somebody in Tasmania. There's somebody that just can't get to Parramatta who could be one of the greatest value adds to our team. Now,
what about the person in and around Parramatta?
the doors are always open.
But why do you believe that there's better elsewhere?
I don't believe there's better. I believe that we're bottlenecked because it's all about reach. If you can't reach someone at the right time, like how does it come? What's a successful recruitment strategy? Is timing important? Is the perfect person at the right time that sees your ad who can get to you? Is that important?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's this doing? It's literally just opening up all the doors. So the pros outweigh the cons.
But okay, recruiting
Because
talent.
what you lose,
recruiting talent.
Hold on. What you lose is you might lose environment 5 days a week. But if you're a rigid visual person that has to see productivity to believe in it, or that has to see physical people to feel inclusion, then having a traditional model is not for you. But if you can challenge yourself to re-look at what inclusion means, to re-visualize what teams mean, to understand that to be kind of, less rigid, if that makes sense, that, a person right in front of you or a person on a screen, there's no difference. Do you understand? Like, for example, we might be that at the moment. We might not have challenged ourselves enough to actually bring forward this evolution. Because if you and I were doing this interview on 2 screens, that doesn't make our content poor. Does it?
No, it doesn't make the content poor, but
exactly.
I believe that there's intangibles called energy, human energy, that is missing.
Cool. And I think moving forward,
seeing all of this and then saying, okay,
great,
seeing the energy,
great.
Like, are you true to your word? I can feel it.
Well, let me.
No, I can tell. I'll tell you if you're pissing in my pocket right now, or you truly believe it. Over a screen,
look, I don't blame
I
you
can't
for
get
thinking
that
that
energy.
Way. I don't blame you for thinking that way because we're all creatures of habit, right? But as the quicker we all realize that it's just habit and that you can build relationships.
No way, it's not habit.
Yes.
It's absolutely not habit.
You can build relationships not face to face. Okay? And I'll tell you from
can
now,
you build meaningful relationships?
Absolutely.
Can you be married
Some
remotely?
of my clients are my best friends and
Can
I've
you
never
be
met
married
them.
remotely?
We're not talking about marriage.
Can you be married? I'm asking you a question. Don't worry about that. Don't worry about if
I
you
don't know, that's a
can
bit
you be
weird.
married remotely forever?
No. Can you sleep with someone over the phone? No.
Okay, but do you believe?
Can I work
Do you
with someone?
do you believe?
Can
if-
I exchange? Can I exchange talent with
Yeah,
someone?
if you're just looking for
100%.
interactions, if you're
Yes.
looking for interactions, outsource. Go outsource.
It's not the same.
If you're looking for just transactions being project, pass, get back, pass on, go outsource. If you're looking for a marriage,
When you're outsourcing, you're not outsourcing talent. Okay?
You are.
You're not. You're filling a means to an end, which is I have X amount of work and I don't have enough resources to finish it. Therefore,
no, that's one
I need to go-
intention.
No,
That's
no.
just one intention.
That's to me, that's what outsourcing means. Outsourcing to me means if you run an agency and you outsource, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Because all you're worried about is trying to get your cost lower, or you're trying to take on bite off more than you can chew. Why don't we outsource? We don't outsource nothing. That's not the debate. The debate is, do you believe that one of your greatest assets is sitting in a chair that's not close to where you operate from?
No.
Well, then there you go.
I believe that there is amazing talent locally.
That's fine.
Now, I know the new technology has broken borders. That's what they say. It's
do.
broken borders.
And that's why I'm saying
the world has no more borders, right? I can be in Japan in a Zoom and be as though I'm in a meeting. And I disagree. I feel as though you lose more than you gain. This is my personal belief. Now, don't get me wrong. All I've done from my experiencing this remote working, okay, I know they're under different environments.
Yeah.
I know it's totally different.
Totally different.
I know.
One was forced.
I know. No, outside of forced, it was also in a pandemic. The person that's working remotely can't just go out and kill some time and clear their head. It was a little bit different. I know that we trialed it in a different environment, but what I can tell you, in running a team, let's talk about it in our team in particular. We're talking about creatives, right? We're talking about energy. Like, we just finished a segment talking about energy, right? And if you tell me that you're going to get the exact same energy from a screen, all right, then to a human interaction, sitting and having a coffee and seeing the entire body language, you're delusional. You're delusional if you think you can get the same energy. The same.
I don't know. I've been in meetings before. I've been in meetings before, not necessarily with a team member, but with, let's just say, with clients, and had no energy.
Yeah.
And at times I've said, I really wish we were on a fucking screen.
I feel as though there's so many, logically and theoretically, you sound so progressive, Janti.
Nah, I don't buy it.
You sound so progressive.
Blah,
You
blah, blah,
sound
blah, blah.
like the new world order is coming into play, and it's the right way, and we have to move with the
Yeah,
times.
because I'm
right?
vaccinated and I have cryptocurrency now, so I'm ready for the new
So,
world.
and do you have a digital wallet?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're really progressive, Janti.
It's nothing to do with progress. It's simply traditional way of thinking and non-traditional way of thinking.
No,
That's all it is.
No,
is.
remove it.
is.
Let me finish, and I'll tell you exactly what I think.
Some people are just stuck in visual ways of
Do
thinking.
you think that's stuck? I think I just think you're wrong. Okay. This is why I'm conflicted.
Well, I think it's bullshit.
Let me finish. And let me hear my point of view before you jump and say I'm wrong.
Listeners are already disagreeing with you.
All right. Well, if you want to stay ignorant, don't listen to me. If you want to hear other people's perspective, okay, listen. There's no harm in listening. I'm not offending anyone. And if I have, tune out, okay? Why I'm saying that there's too much to gain from an environment. If I want to give you some examples, right? Sports environment, a team environment, camaraderie, the family feel, the competitiveness of an environment, the human interaction, all of these intangibles that you can't gain them remotely. You can possibly gain some of it, but I don't think you get the complete effect of it. There's no way. So I'll give you an example. We have a floor here. We've got an upstairs floor. We've got a downstairs floor, right? We have 3 floors here. Now, just the general account manager speaking to client and another account manager or a designer or a videographer overhearing some of the discussion, learning, taking on a key point, they're all intangibles. You can't measure them.
But okay,
Let me finish. Let me finish.
No,
Let me finish. That's just one part, overhearing things, yeah? The second part is the entire team being on the same page. Now, working remotely, I know you can achieve it via Microsoft Teams or Zoom or whatever it might be.
Communication.
I understand, but so I get that part. Being on the same page is debatable. I'm not going to lie. Don't worry about that part. In terms of learning from each other, gaining more knowledge, right? Having an environment, like when you sit side by to someone, and let's say we're 2 designers or we're 2 developers or whatever it might be. If I overhear something, if I see something on your screen, if you have a question to ask, the ease of having that question asked and answered and me coming around, looking at your computer screen and discussing it, pointing it through, it's a lot easier. Now I understand there's screen share, there's all of this sort of the new technology that allows us to do whatever I'm talking about. But I feel like if you can gain it 100% face-to-face and in person, you're getting only 90% value remotely or 80% value.
Look,
when you have...
Let's set the record straight. Once again,
but I haven't even finished.
Traditional way of looking at it.
I haven't even finished. Even just the morning coffee.
Your habit is what forces you to think that way. Right? It's got nothing to do.
It's not. That's the wrong words to use.
Are you a survivor? Are you a fighter?
Yes.
Okay. So if you were forced into it for the next 1 year, what you're saying is at the end of next year, this is not for you anymore. You would not have re-engineered a way to achieve that feeling that you have through different methods. That's number 1. Number 2 is we're not saying...
Maybe.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, then you know what? You're a casualty to change.
No.
To that change. Then you become a casualty to that.
I don't...
Essentially, so what happens then okay, don't forget about remove AiiMS from it. We're not the only company, we're not the only office, okay? There are companies out there that have setups and fit outs where people have their own office. There is no environment. There are companies out there where people tippy-toe to the boiler to make coffee because it's highly awkward. Have you never been in an environment like that?
Yes,
and if you were, would you have preferred to be in the environment of your own fucking bedroom rather than sitting there being heard, going to the coffee boiler and having everybody look at you? Shit environment. What happens then? For those companies, it's a win.
It is.
Because it's
for those
so
companies.
great coming here, you're looking at it going, no, like, that's fucked. Do you know what I mean? Like, what would happen? Because we're humans, because we're fun, because we have a good team, because we have people that know how to laugh, because we can have coffee, because I'm a smoker and I can go to the balcony. Shit office environments exist. The reason why so many people are open to this are because they are in a shitty environment, are because they're just sick and tired of the same old crap. You go to work, you benefit nothing from the environment. If anything, if you're an actual fucking positive person and you walk into those environments, you go into a shell. You can't be yourself. You know what I mean? So like, this rule has to apply to the majority. this way of talk is for the majority.
But that's
You're a
what I'm-
minority.
but that's what
you
I'm-
love
that's
the
what I'm-
environment.
but that's-
You've created a good environment.
No, but that's
because
what I'm
you remember
resistant.
being in a shit environment, and you know the difference between shit environment and great environment.
But
Do you
that's
understand?
why I'm resistant, because you're saying it's traditional and then progressive. I'm saying
No, progressive is on a resource
it's actually
level.
not.
Progressive is only on a resource level.
But that's what you believe. Like,
No,
like
that's
that's
what
what
I
you.
know.
I
I don't believe
disagree.
it, I know.
You know what I mean? That's why I don't say it's a traditional way of thinking, because it's not. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, well,
if
I
you work
just-
so hard,
I just feel like if it wasn't, you know what I mean? If it wasn't that way, then all the big tech companies wouldn't have done it. They wouldn't be adapting to this. You know? I mean, why would do you
but
think
that's what I mean. That's
do you-
the
why
I
does
believe.
Google have so many locations?
But that's
Is it
why I
just
believe. But that's
to
why I
control
believe
costs?
that how you apply these new and how people make these new statements of traditional. I know I've used it before, but they were legit. But these new ways of labeling things like traditional that makes you feel old and archaic and a dinosaur, and progressive because you're onto the new. You're into crypto. You know what I mean? Like, so your way is right and my way is wrong because it's archaic and it's traditional. No, that's not true. Because if you have a phenomenal environment and as a team, as a company, and as an organization, you have environment at one of how amazing your environment is at the top of your list. Like, I don't think you should apply some of these new progressive things. I think you need to welcome them. I think you need to assess them. I think you need to trial them. But I don't think it's got to be, oh my God, that's the way of the future. Let's all get the best laptops.
No.
And let's
No.
everyone,
No,
guys.
that's not reality. Reality is what's the way of the future are companies building their infrastructure to enable choice, right? So, for example, if I was to speak in my own shoes, in my own company, if I was the sole decision maker here, I would have a 70-30 rule, right? Where 70% of the team need to be present for 30% not to be present, right? That's what I would say. And that's what I think balance is. I don't think everyone can thrive 365 days a year apart. I don't think that's what's the debate. The debate is how and why should you implement a work from home flexibility without it being looked down on.
Like I said, I'm open to that.
Yeah, and that's what I say.
I'm resistant. Like, okay, there's so many people out there that start to talk about company culture, philosophy, just the way in which that you
but
operate,
that's
right?
traditional ways.
Do you believe that you can implement the culture you want remotely?
I'm gonna say yeah.
So I'll give you an example. You have a talent.
I'm gonna say
you have a talent, a hyper talented designer overseas. Now, let me give you. Do you believe in design? They need context.
Who's your best designer?
No.
Who's
They're
your
all
best?
my favorite. They're all my favorite. Okay, I don't have a best designer. I'm going to say to you, if you have a hyper talented designer that's overseas, in design you need context, because design you have to tell a story, right? But if you tell the wrong story because you don't have context and you don't understand the conversations account managers are having, you can only communicate it via Zoom. Now you have an hour conversation with a client. Can you pass and translate some of that conversation over to the designer?
In the majority of
I'm just giving you
environments,
small
I'm
examples.
saying in the majority of scenarios, in the majority of what you're saying, as an example, in traditional models, designers and account managers or company communicators, they're not near each other, where they would overhear. and we have a very flexible work environment here, right? So, for example,
But they're
you
over
could
here
walk
at
past-
lunchtime.
but
They're
what-
over here, like
They might not, but that doesn't mean that's not what drives their
I'm
creativity.
not only talking about what
It's when
someone
it's-
overhears.
what I'm saying is yes, what you're saying is correct.
Talking about energy.
What you're saying is correct, but you can also get that through.
All right, stop. It's better to watch a football game on TV, yeah? Because you see more of the football game. Agreed? Slow motion, you've got commentators, etc. Yes or no?
I don't know if you're.
I'm just asking you a question.
But-
Is it better if you're really
But you
into
could,
it?
but you could also.
Don't
be the-
make it complicated.
I'm not.
Is it
I'm
better?
Just saying, yes, it is. No, it's not better. It's possible.
Obviously
Yeah, that's
possible.
right.
I'm saying.
But you could
if
be
you
1% of the population that says no. I need to watch it on the field.
No, I'm not talking
You could be
about that.
0.1%.
I'm not talking about that.
No, NRL gets 500,000 people on live TV and 5,000 people at the stadium.
But I'm
You could
trying.
be a visual person.
It's
Need
not
that.
whether you're this or that. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about energy. I'm talking about energy. That's what I'm talking about. You understand what I'm saying? You like it's part. It's you will dilute the energy
Screen.
that you give via screen.
It's very powerful, the screen, man.
You think it's more powerful than what it actually is.
No, I think it is very
You know,
powerful
there's
when you-
human interaction is the most powerful interaction in the world. Human interaction creates babies. Like, like human interaction form relationships of a lifetime. Human interactions invoke a sense, every sense, a touch, your sight, like it invokes everything. You cannot tell me, you can't sit there legitimately tell me, like if you truly think the screen can give you that, you're blinded. You do not know why we're human, like as humans, why we're created to walk on the same earth. I agree with its broken down barriers. I agree with technology and moving forward with technology. I agree.
Agreeing,
but
and
I
embracing
don't
mean nothing.
No,
Agreeing is just saying I see that there's logic behind having Zoom. I see there's
I do
value
too.
in Microsoft Teams.
I do too.
Embracing
Yes.
is a different thing.
No, with our debate is remote
You have three
working.
flaws here.
Remote
You
working
have three flaws here.
being
Are you telling me you've never gone past a week without not seeing someone?
Yes, I have.
Okay. And every time you want to discuss or share something great, you're running up and down those stairs?
No.
Thank
You're
you.
debating for the sake of debating.
No, you're saying I just need to visually know someone's present.
No. I'm saying that there's an energy with face to face. No, wait. I just want to understand. I think we need to make it clearer to the audience where we sit because it sounds confusing. So when you talk about there's a scale, right? There's no working from home here. And there's working from home, remote, right? Here, like fully, yeah? Where do you sit on this scale?
In the middle.
Right in the middle?
Yeah.
Right,
Right in the middle means?
You were a
portion
fence
of-
sitter from the
No,
start.
not a fence sitter. So I'm not saying no work from
Oh,
home.
you're saying
or
a
all work from home.
50-50 balance.
I'm saying the flexibility is great.
Mhm.
And it's a good thing to adapt to.
Great. Last question. With the remote working being 50-50, or like you said, the 70-30 split, will you dilute some energy? Will you lose things that you can no longer regain?
No.
Or no, wait. Will you lose things that you think that you can't regain, but you thinking that you can replace them with other things? Which
No.
is better talent,
No.
whatever.
I don't think I'll lose anything that I can't, that you won't regain.
Great, then I know that we will agree to disagree. That's it. I know in my heart we will lose things that you can never regain.
You better
The
adapt.
only
And
positivity
all
I can take
say
from it,
is we have to adapt to change quicker than everyone else.
Yeah, that's one of those.
So design. And
I hope it's
pioneer
implemented.
Design it to the best that you can, rather than it be on the back of someone else. Or rather, we've always been the first at something, at everything. Really, we have to be the first at this as well. Better than everyone else.
Okay. We agree to disagree, but I get your point of view. I hope you get mine.
And if you're actually listening to this and you're, working remotely at the moment, and you think you would be a great asset to AiiMS, don't let this avoid you from reaching out, prevent you from reaching out.
If anything, I hope people can understand how much value I place in creating a culture and an environment for people to thrive in.
There's no debate about that.
That's all I'm saying.
There's no debate.
All
about
I'm
that.
saying is
No,
together
there's
we're
no debate.
stronger
What you're
than
saying-
separated.
It's just simple. What
Okay?
you're saying is it's impossible to connect
No.
with 30% of the workforce coming to the office part-time.
No.
So the 3 days a week.
I'm
in
not saying
office,
it's
2 days
impossible.
a week, work from home.
I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying it dilutes.
You're saying we'll lose things from it.
It dilutes company culture. It dilutes the environment to thrive. It dilutes competitiveness. It dilutes being well-rounded. It dilutes people's skills.
You're not
Anyway,
getting
there's
it.
too many
I
things
agree
that
with you that it does
dilutes.
dilute. But this is where you need to understand. My point of view is this: that's a traditional way of thinking.
I
world is
disagree
moving
with
forward.
that sentence.
The world's moving forward. That's where it's moving. Where they get left behind in traditional ways of thinking that the only way to build a fucking relationship is to sit there and shake someone's hand, or we adapt and we be first at things. That's it.
Okay, good topic. I like that one. All right, there's a topic that might be. I don't think it's boring. I think it's like a reality people need to face, or a lot of business owners. Okay, let me try to let me try to frame the conversation really well, right? So the amount of channels that a business owner needs to ensure that they are on to market their business, or platforms to market their business, is getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Now the amount of channels out there and platforms that a business owner needs to be on is starting to get really tiring for a lot of business owners to keep up.
Yeah.
So you reverse 10 years, 3 channels, pretty simple. You know what I mean? TV, radio, paper.
But some of the most successful businesses 10 years ago didn't look at it like that. They said, I want fridge magnets. They said, I want cards delivered.
Yeah, they
I
got
want
creative.
flyers.
No, they got creative,
You know what I mean?
but you can't put like it's totally different. Do you know what I mean? Print is print. Do you know what I mean? You might do different forms of print, right?
What I'm saying is
digital isn't just digital.
Some businesses that did very well were obsessed with getting their brand out there. So they used whatever channels were available to do
Agreed, but now, okay, so this the trend, not the trend, the way the environment is moving forward for businesses is that there's this business owner's anxiety that they face, which is move forward or get left behind. Right?
It's true, though.
Reach the new demographic because they're all sitting on this new platform, or your business is going to die.
It's true.
There's an ongoing anxiety for businesses to try to get and plug into as many platforms as they possibly can, but it's getting exhausting. It's getting tiring. It's hard.
Yeah.
Now, is it necessary?
I'm going to answer with 2 answers.
You can't do yes and no.
No, it's not yes and no. Yes, it's necessary. The way you do it,
Good, but it's a yes.
yes.
Okay. Well, I see on the same side there. It's definitely necessary, and I agree. It's the way you execute it.
I think the biggest mistake businesses do is they say, no, I'm not going to adapt to that because I can't control everything about it.
Cool. Good
Or
point.
I'm not going to do that because I can't be.
Before you get
know what
into
I mean?
those issues, why is it necessary? So, like, I have a fear. I'm a business owner. I have a fear that there's new platforms like TikTok or whatever it might be. They're popping up. Even not new, being Facebook, Instagram, but a lot of businesses didn't transition into Facebook, Instagram for many years, and now they're starting to see the need for it. But there's this anxiety in business that I need to get my act together. I need to get onto these platforms. Why is it necessary that they do?
I think the necessity comes from having exposure on platforms where users are that won't see you on your other, wherever else you choose to advertise. So if you advertise just on Google and Bing and a couple of things here and there, you're going to always scratch your head at why you're at a ceiling. So it's necessary for a business that is sick and tired of having a ceiling. So to remove the ceiling, you need more exposure. Do you get me? And Instagram, necessary? Yeah. You know why? Because it's a platform where you can show your best work off, and people that see your best work appreciate it and reach out to you for a quote or for a product or for a
We know
style.
why. So it's necessary.
You know
but
what I mean? So it's necessary because in such a dense economies, our business economy is so dense, it's so competitive that niches are no longer niches, right? So exposing yourself, your services, your work, your style, your way of operating, exposing your corporate beliefs on LinkedIn to your funny moments on TikTok, because a company has all these characteristics. They have serious content. They have amazing visual content. They have funny things that can go onto TikTok. They have all of this. Bringing it out is necessary.
Okay.
For yourself.
Number
one, for your own validation.
Okay.
For your team's
I'm
validation.
listening to you, and then
But that's the thing. It's not just for clients. People look at it and go, you speak to a business owner right now who will laugh at you and say, the fuck do I need to go on TikTok for? It's not only for your clients. It's not only because you're going to maybe find a client there. It's to put your brand out there for people to actually see it. Might get you a worker. Let me tell you, I have a client, and I'm not mentioning any names because everyone else in that industry was in the exact same problem, right? Could not find team members. Do you know how he filled that gap? TikTok. Being funny, warm, approachable, and just simply saying, if you're looking for a job or a great place to work, reach me on my DM. The series of content was the easiest thing in the world. It was user-generated. He needed no photography. He needed no videography, just an iPhone and a funny character. If you don't have a funny character, and my answer to that is, sorry, if you don't have a funny character, that doesn't mean you shouldn't be on the platform. There's someone within your organization or within your family that can do it for you.
So I'm a business owner that now I'm listening to you and I'm thinking, far out. I got into business not to entertain people. I got into business to provide a service or a product. Now I'm forced to entertain people on social media, which I'm not. That's not my skill. Yeah. That's what I don't know how. Yeah. I don't know how to get onto these platforms and give engaging content. I don't understand it. I'm in this trade or service. I saw this type of product. I'm not a Facebook genius. I'm not a TikTok. I'm not a photographer. I'm not a videographer. I provide a service. I solve a problem that someone may have. Now, when I'm listening to you, I'm thinking, don't make it like if I'm listening to you, Janti, I'm thinking to myself, why are you making it sound so easy? So 1 second, do I have to now recruit someone that's funny to be able to survive in my business? Is that what it's come to? Like, I'm just giving you not the resistance. I'm giving you the thought process of what other people have. I got into business not to become an accountant.
I agree with you 1,000,000%.
So my point is,
I understand.
you're saying it's so necessary. You're saying the way it's got to be done. But I'm telling you, in reality, business owners, it's so exhausting because number one, the know-how. Number two, the skill set. Number three, the content. You know, not like go back 3 years ago, Janti. Business owners were never forced to create this type of content ever. And now there's an explosion of content. Explosion. And there's so many business owners right now that they're in limbo right now. Until the next generation of business owners come up, this current generation is facing a massive issue. It's hard.
Yeah. So in every generation of business, okay, there are going to be challenges, right? So not in our generation, but let's go to the generation before where it was easier or so forth, simpler. They faced many other challenges like logistics problems. Do you understand? Logistics, economical problems. So, for example, the economy being bad, they faced problems where our business would shut overnight because of funding, because a bank wouldn't renew a facility, because the currency dropped over there.
Good points.
You understand? Always going to be challenges, you know?
Wow.
What a nice problem to have. Thinking about TikTok.
Okay.
Get me?
All right. Great perspective. I love it.
That's my perspective.
Good.
Number two.
Wait 1 second. Stop there. 1 sec. What, to me, you've just said to the business owner that feels as though, this is a bit overwhelming. Yeah. All you're basically saying is, you have dealt with other circumstances were probably a lot more difficult.
Yeah.
Time to embrace.
Yes.
Awesome. Love it. That's perfect, mate.
Thank you.
I'll tell you why, because I almost believed what I was saying from a business owner's point of view, and then you really quickly realign that.
You're right, but
Love
I
that.
get how it's hard, but so there's a lot of other things too.
Okay, I just want to give the audience. I don't want to go too deep into it because we can go speak for hours. Give a business owner who's currently overwhelmed, right? They understand the importance and the necessity of moving forward. What is some of the most simplest ways to do or jump on? Like, do they have to have TikTok, or should they just try to nail what they've currently got? Or should give a couple of tips. What's your advice to those people? Do you know what I mean?
My advice has always been progressive, and
I want you to boil it down to like
so
2 to 3 things you say. Do this, and nicely do this.
So
to start,
let's rewind. So my advice to all businesses that are currently stuck in that transition of 1 to 2 platforms, and then the jump to 5 to 6, which is what we have right now, right? Is literally start with posting your own content and literally do it on as many platforms as possible. Don't get some bullshit design. Don't get some bullshit offer. When you're doing it yourself, start with putting your best foot forward, which is a clean image, a clean image, a crystal clear video. It only has to be 30 seconds. Be as informative as possible on all platforms.
and just put it out in the universe.
And continue to do it every single day.
Every day.
Every single day.
Man.
Give yourself 25 minutes a day to do it.
That's a tall order, bro.
Bite-sized chunks.
That's very tough.
This is not something, when you want to remove a ceiling in your business, this is not something that you can leave to process, or leave to once a week. Okay?
Look, maybe once a day is a bit too much. I would say get into any form of rhythm that is probably
Let's just
more
set
manageable.
the tone right. We're talking about the go-getter attitude here.
Of course,
business
but I'm
owner with the
talking.
go-getter
I'm
attitude.
asking you.
We're not talking about
I'm
the
asking
business
you-
owner that waits for the daily news to see
No,
what
man.
the,
I'm asking you. I'm
what the
asking you to
politicians are
give.
saying
I'm
their
asking
business
you.
growth is.
No, I'm asking you to give the tip to the overwhelmed business
Yeah.
owner. I'm not asking you to give the tip to the hungry go-getter, because that hungry go-getter's probably already jumped on some of these platforms and they've already probably done it.
See
Do you know what I
why
mean?
work from home is no good. People don't know when you're in a podcast.
Yeah, that's right. Do me a favor, summarize what you're asking the business owner that's a little bit overwhelmed right now. Just a summary of what to do.
All right. Summary of what to do.
Point one,
What business are we talking about?
it's very broad tips.
My advice would be maybe once a month, to start. Do a couple little series of videos. Talk about your product line, whether it's a service, whatever it is, depending on what industry you're in, right? Introduce video. So video, very important, okay? You use it on all these channels, right? And if you don't want to do images, do videos. I prefer videos. My advice to anyone moving forward, if you're thinking of getting on the train, start doing it via video.
Okay, so
right?
number one is create content, some basic stuff about your business. It doesn't
Yeah.
have to be so
Correct.
great.
Dust yourself off. The more you do, the more confident you become.
Good. Okay,
That's
get
all.
some content out to all these platforms.
Yeah. Involve
What's
your
an-
team.
Involve your team. It's point number 2.
100%.
Okay, love it.
Involve your team.
Yep.
Point number 3, put a little bit of pride in your caption. So you don't have to be a storyteller. Just put some pride, right?
Okay, I like
It's
that.
coming out from your brand.
Great.
That's all.
So they're great. That's 3 really achievable tips.
Yes.
Okay.
Very
Love
simple.
it. Well done. Perfect. Thanks.
No worries.
That's a great topic. I think we're going to have to dive into it a little bit more, a little bit later. But to start off with, that's awesome.
I think the next time we can, our next series needs to be on, guiding people through social.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. All right, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in. It was an awesome discussion today. If you like what we're currently talking about, or if you have any suggestions you'd like us to talk about, please leave a comment or also email us, whatever it might be. But thank you very much for tuning in.
Thank you very much. And please like and share all of our work, because we'd love to continue to provide it to you.
Awesome. Thanks,
you.
guys.